Waking up with the feeling that the day could be different is a powerful sensation. Many people believe that everything begins the moment they get out of bed, immediately diving into worries, social media, or even anxiety without realizing that the first few minutes of the morning set the tone for the entire day. Imagine opening your eyes and, instead of succumbing to negative thoughts, feeling genuine gratitude simply for being alive. This small change in perspective has the power to alter the functioning of the body, the mind, and even blood sugar levels. It seems simple, but it often takes a back seat, as we are not always encouraged to pay attention to this first choice of the day. For those with diabetes, this becomes even more critical since it's in the early morning that stress spikes can trigger glucose levels. Stress, in fact, is one of the major villains of balance. However, there is a way to minimize this internal roller coaster, adopting morning habits that align the physical and mental aspects, all reinforced by a Stoic attitude of accepting what cannot be controlled, focusing on what can be improved, and acting with serenity. The first suggestion to take a steady and calm step at the start of the day is simple. Cultivate gratitude right upon waking. Upon opening your eyes, take a deep breath and recall at least 3 things that make life meaningful. It can be something small, like having had a good night's sleep, or something larger, like the presence of a loved one. This genuine recognition of having reasons to be thankful renews your disposition. And it's not just empty motivational talk. Studies show that emotional states impact the body and, consequently, blood sugar control. Many find that this simple practice of gratitude reduces anxiety and enhances metabolism. The feeling of, I have reasons to appreciate my day, breaks the cycle of negativity that can build throughout the hours. From a Stoic perspective, it's a moment to embrace reality as it is. There are good and bad things, but how we choose to face them completely alters our experience. Therefore, starting the day with gratitude is like planting mental seeds of calm, helping to make the subsequent hours feel lighter. Next, it is essential to think about hydration. When the night of sleep comes to an end, the body has gone several hours without receiving fluids. In many cultures, it is customary to drink a glass of fresh water upon waking, but even warm water with a few drops of lemon will do. This combination prepares the digestive system for breakfast and, according to accounts from those who practice it, provides a light morning detox. Water helps balance the body, replenishes fluids, and gives the metabolism a good morning boost. It's almost like watering a plant that has woken up a bit wilted from thirst. Proper hydration levels can contribute to better glycemic control as blood flows more efficiently and cells utilize nutrients more effectively. Of course, this is not a miraculous cure, but it is an important piece of a broader health puzzle. From a Stoic viewpoint, this decision to drink water mindfully and regularly serves as a reminder of care and discipline. Long ago, Stoics discussed the importance of paying attention to the basic details of life, as these form the foundation of well-being. And if anyone doubts the significance of something so simple, they should try it for a few days. The difference in mood and vitality can be surprising. After hydrating, the focus shifts to what goes on the plate. Breakfast is a time to nourish the body with foods that help maintain stable sugar levels throughout the day. Fiber is a great ally in this process. Seeds like chia and flaxseed, or grains like oats, can work wonders in the body. They provide lasting satiety and prevent sharp spikes in glucose. Many are surprised to realize that by consciously choosing what to eat first thing in the morning, they're less inclined to snack on unhealthy foods throughout the day. It's as if a good breakfast teaches the body to remain more stable. In this regard, considering oatmeal, yogurt with chia, or whole grain bread with seeds can be a true gift for those struggling to keep their glucose in check. Additionally, incorporating quality proteins and healthy fats, like avocado or eggs, also helps provide steady energy, preventing that mid-morning fatigue. Meanwhile, Stoic philosophy reminds us that virtue lies in disciplined action. That is, choosing foods that nourish the body is an act of responsibility toward oneself. While no one can fully control the body's automatic processes, one can decide what to put on the plate. This conscious choice, made at the start of the day, tends to overflow into other decisions throughout the following hours. Another crucial point is to include movement and conscious breathing in the morning routine. For those with diabetes, a short walk early on can significantly improve insulin sensitivity. For those without this diagnosis, the benefit comes in the form of increased energy and fitness. Stretching, doing a brief series of functional exercises, or even dancing to upbeat music could be beneficial. The key is to signal to the body that it is time to wake up and produce hormones that enhance well-being. When it comes to conscious breathing, the idea is, instead of merely inhaling and exhaling automatically, pay attention to each cycle, taking air in through the nose, feeling the chest expand, and exhaling slowly. This simple exercise reduces the release of stress hormones, something extremely useful for maintaining balanced glucose levels. Stoic culture values self-control and courage in facing challenges. By starting the day in motion, it's as if we're saying, "I am here, ready for what comes next, and I will address it proactively rather than reactively." This generates a sense of self-confidence that extends far beyond the physical aspect. It is a form of respect for one's own body. One morning habit that many underestimate is silent or guided meditation, inspired by Stoic reflections. Stoic meditation is not just about emptying the mind, but observing the flow of thoughts calmly, without judgment, and learning to separate what is real from what is fear or excessive worry. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, known for his wisdom, often reflected on the impermanence of situations and the importance of focusing on one's conduct rather than being shaken by external factors. This mindset is invaluable for confronting the uncertainties of the day, as often what spikes glucose levels is not just food, but nervousness, haste, and emotional instability. Sitting quietly for a few minutes, concentrating on breathing, and accepting the thoughts that arise, without letting them take over, can bring about deep serenity. This not only impacts mood, but also how the body responds to daily stress. Several studies indicate that meditative practices can reduce blood pressure and anxiety, both of which are related to complications for those with diabetes. While it may feel strange at first, it is impressive how just a few minutes of meditation can radiate peace throughout the rest of the day. Finally, there is a morning act that few people discuss but can be the dividing line between a hectic day and a balanced one: planning. Planning involves ideas such as setting aside healthy snacks to be consumed throughout the day, establishing realistic goals, and also preparing emotionally to handle unforeseen events. Conscious planning brings a sense of control over one's routine. Instead of allowing life to drag on until lunch or the end of the day without direction, one defines what to eat, when to take a break, and what tasks need to be accomplished. This conserves mental energy, reduces the likelihood of impulsive choices, and allows for better health management. Stoic philosophy values prudence and rationality. Creating a small task list or notes is a way of saying, "Circumstances may change, but I will do my best to follow my plan and adapt if necessary." This internal positioning of being prepared for obstacles while also taking responsibility for decisions and actions prevents anxiety from eroding well-being. Over time, the act of planning becomes as natural as brushing one's teeth, and the quality of life gains substantial improvement. These 6 elements: gratitude upon waking, hydration, smart food choices, movement, meditation, and planning, serve as pillars for a more stable and satisfying day. Everything can start with a simple decision: getting out of bed with the awareness of a commitment to self-care. Of course, everyone has their routine, but trying out these practices for a few days can lead to significant changes. Blood sugar tends to remain under control, the mind becomes stronger, and even the willingness to face obstacles increases. A special tip is to find ways to record small achievements, whether by noting blood sugar levels or observing how mood fluctuates throughout the day. This way, it becomes easier to identify what works best for each organism and to make necessary adjustments. It's important to remember that perfection is not required. Stoic philosophy teaches that one should not strive for an unattainable ideal, but rather walk towards self-control and tranquility. If one day you find it impossible to practice all habits, at least maintain the perspective of learning from it and moving forward. It is in this continuous learning that true transformation lies. When the focus shifts from "I can't do this" or that to "I want to choose what feels good for me," taking care of one's health stops feeling like a burdensome obligation and becomes something natural. Ultimately, it all relates to a different outlook on one's condition. Diabetes is often viewed merely as a list of limitations, but it can also serve as an incentive to develop positive habits that benefit both body and mind as a whole. Adopting these morning practices presents an opportunity to experience life with more vigor and peace. Instead of waking up already worried about glucose levels, one starts facing the dawn with a positive attitude, actively choosing actions that stabilize the body. Clearly, each step needs to be adapted to one's reality. Those who prefer not to drink warm water can choose plain water or even sugarless tea. Those who do not resonate with seated meditation may try deep breathing while moving, stretching, or even walking in the yard. The beauty of this process lies in its flexibility. What matters is understanding that these 6 habits are not magical formulas, but rather foundations for a safer and more productive day. Each small change, repeated consistently, becomes part of the identity of someone who has chosen to care for themselves responsibly. And for those who wish to receive more content on how to merge health, balance, and a worldview that prioritizes serenity, there is the opportunity to continue following along with the posts. This is a way to establish a connection with a community of people who are also pursuing this same path of intelligent self-care. Here's the invitation. If this message resonates, consider subscribing to the channel and sharing your own experiences in the comments, so that more people discover how this set of habits can truly transform not only their blood sugar levels, but also their outlook on daily life. Such exchanges bring inspiration and motivation to keep evolving, without excessive pressure, but with the certainty that small morning gestures can open the doors to a much fuller and serene life.